Hola a todos, bienvenidos. Continuamos con Disco Elysium. Vamos a hablar con Titus.
It's you again. What is it?
He comentado la cinta con clase.
And
Nada, se mantiene firme en su declaración.
that fucking fucker. You're the worst cops in Revachol. I gave you gold on that tape.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. It was at her.
Sí, era bastante turbia. Sinceramente esperaba que surtiese más efecto.
No shit, it was bad. The fuck did she say then? It's all fuck-a-doodle fine. This is what people are supposed to talk like?
Sounds like he wanted it to change her mind about the hanged man. This is definitely personal.
No se sorprendió para nada y mucho menos se asustó.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny. No good goddamn psycho whore.
Seems like they wanted to give Klasia a second chance to play along. She still didn't.
All right. All fucking righty then. I guess it's good then. That fucking...
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
Su voz es más tranquila que antes.
Okie dokie. This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this, lawmen?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
Pues yo creo que se trata... es que si le digo esto igual me manda a freír espárragos. Tal vez no la calaste tanto como tú pensabas.
Nah. I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head.
No es una chica indefensa, se las apañó muy bien con el mercenario.
Handled him? She got into some stupid shit with that guy. Shit we had to take care of.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape than her.
Yo creo que tenías planeado una farsa, pero que ella no te siguió el juego.
I asked for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
La cinta era la última oportunidad para seguir con el jueguecito que habías planeado.
But she didn't. She knows she can't lie to us, unlike you.
Oh no. He's definitely compromised too. It's his hubris. Sadly, not much to do about it now.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job. I'm so sick of this piss. We should get something harder in here.
Yeah, guys! We should get a party going tonight!
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Pues yo creo que se trata de algo personal, creo que sentías algo por ella.
Yeah, they're all queers. Can't bump, hard fist or anything.
It's all right, Glenn. I just thought I thought anyone would come around if they heard that shit. Apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
You wanted her to see the man for what he was. Now that you know, you might want to lay off this topic, or else you might antagonize him.
I just got too worked up. Big man lost his shit. It's cool now.
Quizás se esté engañando a sí misma a lo mecanismo de defensa.
Yeah, maybe. That is a possibility.
He does not sound very convinced anymore.
Sincérate conmigo, Titus. ¿Qué ocurrió en realidad?
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. His men too are growing increasingly silent. They're confused. This is growing over their heads.
Come on, Titus. We know you didn't hang him. He was shot. I know you're tired. So am I. Why don't you just...
You know what? I am tired. I'm tired of you and the whore upstairs. Next time you see her, tell her. Titus said, "Fuck off!" That lying, scamming. We're done. This is over. You understand? Your little investigation is over. Yeah.
La estancia enmudece. Alan empieza a decir algo y acto seguido se lo piensa mejor.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle. No one does anything about it.
What is this quiet funeral shit? What we need is some beers in us. Bartender, 20 beers for the Dock Workers Union.
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough.
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
Bueno, si la fallo la puedo reintentar. Pero vamos.
Klasi is
¡Jolín!
playing them
¿Pero
like
por
a
qué?
fool. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth. There are many ways to go about it. All of them really good.
Titus, a mí me ha pasado lo mismo. A mí también me manipuló.
Sucks for you. But get this straight. No one manipulates Titus Hardy. I knew I was sticking it in crazy. But you have no idea what you're doing up there. I can see it in your face every time you come down and sing her song. She's in your head, man. You're fucked.
Brutal, Titus. Brutal, but true. She has a hold on him.
The witness has no hold on officers of the RCM. My partner was just trying to get you to come clean in his unusually emotional way.
Why did you say she's manipulating you? She's manipulating them, remember? I didn't tell you to say that. Who told him that filthy lie? It was me. I made you sound weak, and I shouldn't have. But this guy, Goldmouth, he's way in over his head. Be careful with his so-called advice.
Me voy, le voy a subir a retórica y voy a intentar otra vez esta tirada. Ay. ¿Dónde estamos? ¿Dónde estamos? Retórica. Subir de nivel. Titus, ven
It's
acá
you
otra
again.
vez. Sí,
What
soy yo
is
otra
it?
vez. Venga.
Convince
Ahora
Titus he's
sí.
being manipulated? Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now. Titus will never falter.
Uno de los chicos lo hará.
Just remember, it's about more than Glasia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility.
Entonces ya está, caso cerrado. Mirar alrededor. Nos vamos a casa, Kim.
Huh?
He'll get it. Go on.
Anótalo, Kim. En Martínez simplemente te matan si no les gustas.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Una chica.
Bring that up one more time, and you won't get to write that report.
Yes, I understand, Alain. That's your name, right, Alain? You'll kill us. That's what they do in the wild north.
Te cuelgan, te disparan, lo que sea, ni siquiera lo recuerda.
It wasn't that. It wasn't. We didn't shoot him.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
El anciano alcanza su cinturón, pero su voz se vuelve extrañamente calmada.
He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
Mira el primer
The
acto.
lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. What? What does that mean? Go for it. The lieutenant has his eyes set on the fat guy. Push Angus. We're almost there.
Vale. Ok, ¿me vas a matar tal y como hiciste con él? ¿Solo porque te sales de ahí?
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
¿Estaba muerto antes de que lo ahorcarais?
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control.
The room falls quiet. So quiet, you can hear Angus wheeze.
Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry.
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
What just happened between these two? You're in. He's all yours. Questions.
Entonces no lo matasteis, ya estaba muerto.
He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his head.
Another nod.
¿Por qué?
Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural. There's another girl. 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't.
He doesn't think she did. Or at least he hopes she didn't.
¿Qué ocurrió el domingo por la noche?
Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? Not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died.
¿Cómo lo supiste?
I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy too, Angus.
¿Qué pasó después?
We went upstairs. Sure as day the Merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking?
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse. We hanged.
¿Quién es Tibbs? ¿El octavo hat?
Yeah. He's my brother. He's in the window replacement business.
Right now, he's grateful he hasn't gotten his brother into this mess.
Si Clase no lo asesinó, ¿por qué encubrirlo?
You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own.
Me dijo que ciertas personas iban tras ella. Gente de Orange. No soltó prenda.
Yeah, she wouldn't. She's fucked if she shows up on police radar.
¿Quiénes son dichas personas?
They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your systems, she'd be ghosted away.
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing.
Entonces, ¿quién asesinó al mercenario? ¿Alguna idea?
Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue.
¿En qué piensas?
I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klausya. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
¿Sabes algo del pasado de él?
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Crenell. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you.
He's calm now, threw all that turmoil away and became himself again. These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
De todas formas, ¿de quién fue la idea de colgarlo? ¿De ella?
In a manner of speaking.
Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one.
Antes has dicho que las chicas te pidieron ayuda. ¿Te refieres a la otra chica?
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it, for political reasons. It sent a good message.
Es ella, ¿no? La traficante de drogas. El octavo Hardy que falta.
Fella, you think too much. He's off all right. You're gonna hurt your head.
A little too far there, but you're definitely right.
That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway.
Vas a seguir poniendo objeciones si te pregunto más por ella, ¿verdad?
Glad you understand that.
Siento haberos hecho pelear.
Me too.
Kim, lo
The
conseguimos.
lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
Gracias, Titus. Hablaré con ella una última vez.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, Klausya, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection. But
Still, after all this headache,
Prefieres que no nos la llevemos.
that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers.
We'll take that into account.
El teniente desliza el cuaderno de su bolsillo de su abrigo. Luego se da la vuelta para irse. Esto se está poniendo muy interesante. Vamos a hablar con ella. Vamos, vamos. Go, go, go.
It's always good to see you.
Una sonrisa cansada mientras se reclina en la barandilla.
something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come.
Los Hardys nos han contado la verdad.
I understand.
No pareces sorprendida, estabas esperándonos.
I knew there was a chance you'd get them to tell you. It's what you do. You're the police. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for wasting your time.
This is good. Clear the air first, between you two. Then move on to questions. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush, I can't hear what she's saying.
If you knew we would find out eventually, why did you waste our time?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
Eso no es razón suficiente.
You're right. There's more.
¿Más?
You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon, golden grey in the noonlight.
¿Qué hay más allá?
The Pearl, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old, old world. The conference centers, the people who are angry at her past.
¿Por qué no dejas de mirar por encima del hombro? ¿Tienes miedo del amor al intern?
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts.
Esto es por la gente que mencionaste, los que están enfadados contigo.
It is. They're after me. And they have friends in the moral intern. Some are moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
¿Qué le hiciste a esa gente que van a por ti?
It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Ravishol. Or even in Oranje.
What exactly did you do?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company. The kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers. 2 decades worth of accounting.
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's-Duin County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou-Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them.
But she really destroyed them. She still feels it.
As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou-Scott and their friends in the MI. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive.
Lowe's Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airbird, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
Papalolo.
Yeah. Papa fucking Lolo wants to kill me.
Fijo que hay gente que ha hecho cosas peores.
Sure. I'm not a war criminal, but it was bad. People lost their jobs. Good people, too, not just C-suite. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder.
That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more.
¿Qué hiciste?
One of them killed themselves because of me.
Eso no debe ser fácil de digerir.
How do you deal with anything? It's all just... How do you do it?
Soy poli, lo que hago está bien.
By bargaining, then. I do that too. It's not all that effective.
¿Qué pasó aquí la noche de la defunción?
We were there. Together. In bed, I mean.
¿Qué pasó exactamente?
Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter, and I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see. I could.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself together and says it.
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me.
You were right. He did enjoy the moment of his death.
Mejor no mencionarlo. ¿Qué pasó después?
He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me. I thought there would be one. It never came.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails.
Tu cigarrillo.
Oh,
Lamento lo sucedido.
so am I.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible.
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Titus dijo que parecías bastante puesta.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this?
No,
¿Qué hiciste a continuación?
nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore, so I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there.
Run, woman. Run past them and out into the streets where it's dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can.
¿Por qué no huiste? De hecho, ¿por qué sigues aquí?
I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it gets.
¿Qué pasó después de que bajases corriendo por las escaleras?
Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the Union box was full. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Antes de continuar, ¿quién es Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader? Of what?
The Hardy Boys.
Creía que Hardy era el líder de los chicos Hardy.
Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need taken care of. She's the organizer.
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted with great power. She trusts her. So do the others.
Would you say she is the 8th Hardy Boy?
Why not?
Does she also party with Ruby, however?
¿También estuviste de fiesta con ella?
No.
Sonríe nerviosamente. Las perlas que son sus dientes brillan.
Still, there is something there. She won't tell you now.
De acuerdo, prosigamos, pero ¿qué pasó después?
Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does.
Baja la mirada. Acto seguido alza sus ojos castaños tras reunirlos con los tuyos. ¿Qué hicisteis a continuación?
Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. His armor, too. It was tough, but I've seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would.
Espera, ¿qué hiciste mientras ellos colgaban el cuerpo?
Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did.
¿Dónde se encuentra Ruby?
I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the Hardy Boys.
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did? Look into this later. What are you doing? Coming up with a theory. She said Ruby knew something was wrong before she said anything. How come? It was loud downstairs. She couldn't have heard the shot.
It is ominous. You already coming up with theories that put the blame on someone other than Clausia.
¿Escuchaste el disparo?
When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
¿Mataste tú a Lely?
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like this. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that. But I would never hurt him.
It could have been a desire murder. Maybe an act of jealousy. He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand. A military weapon using jacketed ammunition. Now you guys suddenly have theories pouring out, when they're obviously just stabs in the dark.
Él debía llevar un arma encima, ¿lo usaste?
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor.
La bala de su cabeza es buena munición de grado militar. ¿Quién más tendría un rifle militar?
I don't know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it. Coalition military have rifles. I'm not a munitions expert, and I did not shoot him.
She might have been a tad disingenuous when she avoided talking about the bullet in his head before.
Look who's waking up from 1,000 years of sleep.
Me mentiste antes sobre la bala, cuando dije que le dispararon. Testificaste estar confusa.
I've said I'm sorry. What more do you want me to say? I did my best not to lie. It didn't always work.
No pasa nada si lo hiciste en defensa propia.
I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told you before. That wasn't what happened.
True, sire. 'Tis true.
El deseo vuelve loca a la gente.
She simply shakes her head.
La gente de la planta baja tiene la loca suposición de que tú lo mataste.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I've talked to them after it happened. No one has implicated me.
De acuerdo, me gustaría que respondieras a alguna otra pregunta.
Like what?
¿Cuándo lo cambiaron? Señala a la ventana.
Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there.
¿En su habitación? ¿Dentro?
Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye.
¿Pudo haber sido la gente que te buscaba la que lo mató?
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break.
¿Y?
I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me.
Sea como sea, debemos considerar tal opción.
We can't go after loose cap. Not yet. There are other, saner leads.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there.
¿Por qué llamaste a la policía si te estabas escondiendo?
Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of truth. Idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
Yo no creo que lo seas. ¿Por qué lo hiciste?
You have to understand, the people around here, no one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his clothes off, and that little fucker threw stones at him. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravachol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not have been a lie. That is impossible. Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course. Don't be paranoid, man. It's unbecoming of a police officer. And it makes you sweat.
Creo que hemos acabado por ahora.
She nods, silently. She doesn't even smoke. Just picks up the cold coffee and holds it in her hands. He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her.
A ver, 97%.
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not candid at all. She's smoke and mirrors and willow-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately, before she further entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes, start at the top. Choose at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No rush. See?
¿Sabes? Creo que no fuiste tú quien hizo la llamada.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8-100-2 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed.
That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says.
What time did you make the call?
Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12.
It checks out.
Cualquiera podría saber el número y que alguien tosió. No significa nada.
But I know the time of the call, too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you, officers. But I am now.
You sense a little hesitation there. Or maybe even fear. The stress was on the wrong syllable. Welcome to the wake-up club, brother.
Tu verdadero nombre no es Classy Amando.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Su voz suena rota de repente, como si tuviera una soga alrededor del cuello. ¿Está bien qué?
Okay, it's not.
Lo sabía.
You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name. So I lied. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. I'm so tired of it.
¿El pasaporte también es falso? Ese que dices que mantienes escondido.
No. It's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast, in the reeds. It just doesn't say Clausia Amandu. It says Anouk Mea Smith.
Falsified documents?
Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Mea Smith, to hurt me.
Why would they do that?
I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'd do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now.
She fears an arrest right here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her.
¿Dónde está la boya?
West of the boardwalk, in the reeds. On the coast there. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless.
Al oeste de la pasadera. Entre los juncos, iremos a comprobarlo.
The lieutenant makes a note of it.
You're welcome to it. It's in the reeds northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe, right near the waterline.
Dime tu nombre real.
It's Katarzyna Lazie.
It's a Grad name, Jimsk or Yugo-Grad in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock music-infused alcoholism.
Espera. Katarzyna Alasille no es un nombre oranjese, ¿cierto? Ni siquiera de Mundi. Es de Grad.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Alasie is my father's name.
Al fin nos conocemos, Katarzyna Alasille.
She nods. Her round eyes meet yours. They seem moist from the wind on the roof.
Probablemente tampoco seas Miss Orange 37, ¿lo eres?
I am. They can never take my sash and my scepter from me.
Yes, they can, for lying.
Suficiente.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
Kim, ¿por qué no le hemos arrestado todavía?
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
¿Y si te dijera que quedas detenida, Katarzyna Alasille?
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to the case. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
Has encubierto información relativa al caso. Sin la confesión de los Hardys no tendríamos nada.
The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
Sus ojos se llenan de terror. Intenta alejarse. Se va a tirar por ahí.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
¿Sabes quién? ¿Qué sabes? ¿Quién le disparó?
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
¿Qué te hace pensar que fue ella?
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
¿Qué es?
Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal power dynamic?
¿Cómo era vuestra relación antes de dicha disputa?
We spent a lot of time together, listening to the radio and such. She had great milieus, and she was good company. I was sorry it had to end.
What was that question about? She's feeding her friend to the wolves here. It also has startlingly little to do with arresting her, you suddenly realize.
Parece que estaba obsesionada contigo.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
Cuando Ruby dijo que sería peor si no terminabas tu relación con el difunto, ¿buscaba infundirte miedo?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
¿Cómo pudo haberlo matado?
You said there was a secret route there, right? She could have come up through there, then taken this shot. Right here, where I stand. It was too dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing. That is possible.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when,
Se calla, su boca se mueve sin emitir sonido alguno.
The peephole.
¿Estás pensando en el agujero en la pared, cierto? La perforación que hay en el taller de pinball.
She would have seen us. My bed is right next to...
Ha olvidado un cigarrillo en el cenicero.
You mean to suggest she made it?
No. No. Why would she do that to herself? No, I just remembered you told me about it, and...
Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track.
De acuerdo, es todo lo que necesitamos sobre Ruby.
Okay, and what? Arrest the liar now. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful.
¿A quién?
Her. Stop letting her distract you.
Ja. Todo eso está muy bien, pero debemos arrestarte, solo por si acaso.
Still? After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, and I know I'm shitty too. I know.
Sus manos se convierten en puños lentamente, rompiendo el cigarrillo que sostiene.
But I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I disturbed the sanctity of accounting. That's some...
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
¿Qué otra opción tengo?
You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise I won't go out anymore at night. I'll be right here. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months, or maybe even 1 month. That's all I need.
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond compromised. Definitely, sire.
¿Qué puede cambiar en 2 meses o en 1?
Everything could change. This city, the extradition rules, The people after me could be in jail. Or maybe Revachol.
There is desperation there, in that silence. A cornered animal looking for a way out.
Maybe Revachol could be free. I could be tried in a free Revachol. An independent state that doesn't hand its detainees over to the moral intern.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
A mí también me cuesta creerlo.
Don't. The world can change. It has changed before.
Te observa firme y clavada en la terraza.
That's not the answer she was hoping for. Thought that you were some kind of patriot or communard, did she? This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. You alone stand on the throne of your mind.
¿Qué te mereces entonces?
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, and drink and dance, wallowing in shit. Just like everyone else.
Ya me he decidido.
She looks at you in silence, her face filled with fear, lips parted. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. You'd be without your partner for the rest of the day. Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
Ay, ¿qué hacemos? ¿Qué hacemos? No sé qué hacer. Estará diciendo la verdad, es que ya ha mentido un montón. Y si la dejamos aquí, seguramente se escape. ¿O no? No sé. Vamos a rellenar el formulario. Vamos a escribirte una citación policial, Katarsina. Si no la catas no podré ayudarte más.
I won't.
This may have been a grave mistake, sire.
Ya lo sé.
Maybe, maybe not. Mercy is rarely a complete mistake.
I promise I will be right here all the time, nights too. I'll help you any way I can in this investigation, and I will be at Station 41 in 6 weeks. I promise.
Demonio de mujer.
What?
Sus sonidos repiquetean en la barandilla de metal. El sonido metálico suena por debajo del viento. Hablemos sobre Ruby y tú de nuevo.
She nods.
Okay.
Cambiemos de tema de
She
momento.
slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger.
Retomemos lo de las mentiras que has contado.
Lies.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety.
Vale.
She slowly lights.
Retomaremos esto más adelante. Espero que no se me escape. O que no se vaya por ahí. No sé si esta es la decisión correcta, la verdad. Vale, podemos ir a buscar esto. Tenemos que preguntarle a Ruby. Vale. Nos quedan menos cosas. Venga, vamos a bajar. Vamos a hablar con Titus. A ver qué tiene que decir al respecto. O mejor, lo vamos a dejar aquí por hoy. En el próximo episodio hablamos con Titus y vamos a ver a dónde nos lleva todo esto. Así que nada, como siempre os digo, si os está gustando esta serie, por favor no olvidéis dejar un like al vídeo. También podéis suscribiros y activar la campanita para no perderos ninguno de los siguientes episodios. Muchísimas gracias y nos vemos muy pronto en el próximo.